If you were tasked with installing a new irrigation system, what if you had the choice between using 54 spray heads or only 32? 6 valves or 3? That's the beauty of RainBird rotary nozzles. You can do more with less. Because of their highly efficient design, RainBird rotary nozzles, compared with conventional nozzles, are able to reduce required materials and system complexity. Less materials means money saved and less time spent on installation. Rotary nozzles are easy to use. They fit on any RainBird spray head. And similar to RainBird's rain curtain technology, they produce large water drops for less misting and highly uniform water distribution, ensuring a beautiful, healthy landscape. Your customers will even appreciate the visual appeal of the unique spinning spray pattern. RainBird rotary nozzles. Spray head simplicity. Rain curtain performance. RainBird rotary nozzles come in 2 radius ranges. 13 to 18 feet is black, and 17 to 24 feet is yellow. For each of these ranges, the rotary nozzle comes in 6 fixed arc patterns, from a quarter to half to full circle. Rotary nozzles allow for fewer zones, faster installs, and are easy to use. A larger throw radius than conventional spray nozzles means fewer heads to install, reducing material cost and installation time. You can also install more heads per zone because rotary nozzles require 60% less flow than conventional nozzles. This reduces the number of zones required for a job and reduces overall system complexity, saving you time and money. Rotary nozzles are easy to install and give you more design flexibility, since you can install them on the same zone as RainBird's 5000 Plus series rotors when using 5000 MPR nozzles. Besides big savings on time and materials, rotary nozzles' highly efficient water distribution conserves water and protects your landscape. During operation, water passes through a filter screen and comes up through port openings. Water exiting the ports drives the rotary deflector, the only moving part in the nozzle. The rotary deflector has various water path widths and trajectories, and the multiple rotating streams it produces achieve high distribution uniformity, evenly delivering water from close in all the way to the end of the radius. Dry spots and washout by the spray head are eliminated. Rotary nozzles operate at a low precipitation rate of 0.6 inches per hour. This allows water to absorb into the soil, reducing wasteful runoff and erosion. Rotary nozzles also conserve water with rain curtain performance. They produce larger drops that are similar to actual rainfall, so less water escapes by misting. Rotary nozzles are the ultimate retrofit solution. Low flow rate and expanded radius of throw solve existing spray zone inefficiencies caused by diminished pressure or stretched spacing. Let's take a look at several scenarios that will affect the way you do business. Consider this residential application. As you can see, there's a front yard, backyard, and side yards. Available flow is 10 gallons per minute, or GPM, and pressure is 30 psi. First, let's examine the installation using conventional nozzles. For the front yard, you would need 21 spray heads with 10-foot MPR nozzles operating at 19 GPM. The backyard would require 15 spray heads at 13 GPM, and the side yards would require 18 spray heads with 15-foot MPR nozzles operating at 26 GPM. This adds up to a total of 54 spray heads and 6 valves operating at 58 GPM. With rotary nozzles, those numbers are reduced considerably. For the front yard, you would need 8 spray heads using 17 to 24-foot rotary nozzles operating at 9 GPM. For the backyard, 6 spray heads using 17 to 24-foot rotary nozzles operating at 6 GPM. And for the side yards, 18 spray heads using 13 to 18-foot rotary nozzles operating at 8.5 GPM. This adds up to a total of 32 spray heads and 3 valves operating at 23.5 GPM. Compared with conventional nozzles, you've practically cut the installation in half. That's 22 less spray heads and 3 less valves to install. Flow rate is reduced 60%. Now let's take a look at this commercial application with a 15 by 600 foot parkway. Available flow is 40 GPM and pressure is 45 psi. With conventional spray nozzles, you would require 88 spray heads with 15-foot MPR nozzles operating at 148 GPM. With rotary nozzles, you would use 88 spray heads using 13 to 18-foot rotary nozzles operating at only 64 GPM. On average, rotary nozzles use 60% less flow, giving you the flexibility to place more heads per zone or use smaller valves. The result? Fewer zones and faster installations. Now let's examine a scenario that requires a combination of rotors and rotary nozzles. With conventional spray nozzles, you must create separate zones for rotors. However, rotary nozzles' low precipitation rate matches the rotor precipitation rate, so you can zone the large and small turf areas together. This simplifies the system, saving money and watering runtime. In our final scenario, we'll take a look at a retrofit of a landscape with stretched spacing and poor coverage. Available flow is 8 GPM and pressure is 30 psi. With conventional nozzles, you need 15 spray heads with 10-foot MPR nozzles operating at 13 GPM. With rotary nozzles, you need only 6 spray heads using 17 to 24-foot rotary nozzles operating at 6 GPM. That's 9 less spray heads and 1 less valve. By using rotary nozzles in this retrofit application, you can easily correct the poor coverage without having to install additional heads or valves. How do you install rotary nozzles? It's easy. First, let's take a look at the components. The radius adjustment slot allows you to adjust the throw radius. The rotary deflector indicates the throw radius with its color. Black is 13 to 18 feet, and yellow is 17 to 24 feet. Identify the spray pattern either through the color-coded radius reduction plug on top of the nozzle or by looking at the grooved teeth patterns. For third, two-thirds, and three-quarter arc patterns, there's an additional labeling on the back of the nozzle for easy identification. Before installing rotary nozzles, consider the following guidelines. For maximum nozzle performance, the spray head must be installed level with the cover at or above grade. Unlike other types of nozzles, there is no single optimum pressure for rotary nozzles. They perform effectively from 20 to 55 psi with good wind resistance and no misting. What does change with pressure is the radius. The lower the pressure, the shorter the radius. Install with square or triangular head-to-head spacing at 50% diameter of throw. Single row applications are not recommended. Rotary nozzle water application rate is much lower than standard spray nozzles, 0.6 inches per hour versus 1.58 inches per hour. Mixing rotary nozzles and standard spray nozzles on the same zone is not recommended. For very sandy environments, installation on RainBird 1800 SAM spray heads is recommended. Now we are ready to begin installation. First, screw nozzle clockwise onto male threaded RainBird spray head or riser. Next, turn on the water. You may notice nozzles rotating at different speeds. This is normal. Like rotors, these nozzles maintain uniformity and put down water at the same rate, regardless of rotation speed. Although fast rotation may give the appearance of shortened radius, the radius is not compromised. Nozzles are factory preset in the full open position. To adjust the radius distance, insert a small flathead screwdriver into the radius adjustment slot and turn the screw less than a half turn clockwise to reduce the throw distance. When adjusting the radius, it's helpful to stop the nozzle and look at the longest stream. Do not reduce the radius below 13 feet on the black 13 to 18-foot model, or reduce the radius below 17 feet on the yellow 17 to 24-foot model. Next, set the watering runtime. Reprogram the controller based on 0.6 inches per hour precipitation rate. You should use a runtime similar to that of rotors, which may require up to 2.5 times the runtime of spray head nozzles. For best performance, make sure the screen is attached. When it comes to maintenance, the rotary nozzle is a snap, literally. For easy servicing, when the screen becomes clogged, you simply snap it off. If you're looking for a solution that will reduce system complexity and cut material costs and installation time, RainBird rotary nozzles are the smart choice. RainBird rotary nozzles. Spray head simplicity. Rain curtain performance.